Hello and welcome to another update video about Algorand. I do Algorand specifically today because obviously a lot has happened and things have pretty much exactly played out as we said a few weeks ago when I did my first video on Algorand, where it was at around, I think, $1.13 or something. Can't remember actually now, but yeah, we sort of spoke about that breakout here on this channel, and then we had a few more videos predicting more closely the breakout, and this is playing out now. And I want to talk about, what could happen now. So let's start on the weekly here, and it shows just an extremely bullish scenario for Algorand going forward. Even we have the indicator here on the right hand side. You might not see it in the final video, but you can see that it actually shows, maybe I can make it larger, it actually shows a strong buy, just basically automatic analysis by TradingView, looking at the moving averages and as a summary as well, and even the oscillators. They all show a strong buy scenario, very clear uptrend. What we can see a few weeks ago, and we called it on this channel, this bullish cross on the weekly MACD, always important on the weekly, shows like the longer term trend. We see the volume, we've got the volume, and on the RSI, we're getting into overbought territory. However, whenever we did that on the weekly, we were getting rejections. However, we are not quite there yet. You can see here, back here, that was in August 2020. We just touched the overbought range on the weekly, and then we had a rejection. We had that huge, the huge shadow at the top and at the upper end of the weekly candle. And again, we could see that here in between January, actually, between February, well, in February this year we had, but we were up to, I think, a level of 90 nearly on the RSI, and you can see where we went to. We were pretty much at the same level, but if you compare that back then, we were at the 90 level nearly. Oh, I need to probably readjust this slightly. No, we were at, yes, pretty much 90, 88 we were off the RSI, so very much in overbought level, but we had pretty much the same price that we hit today, which is pretty much the 189. And what is so funny, we made pretty much a new, well, is it a new all-time high? I think it's a new high, certainly. Well, this is where we all come from, but it's a new high, at least this year, and we just made that today of 189.48, pretty much at the same level back here in February, and we were at an 88 range of the RSI. Today we are not that overbought technically. On the weekly we're only showing a 65, which is technically not even in the overbought level, which indicates that, on a weekly basis, on a sort of from a longer term, higher time frame perspective, there is some upside potential still. So before we see a rejection, that is good. Let's work our way down to the daily. What we can see here, obviously we are above all the moving averages. We are entering overbought territory on the daily, which indicates potentially a slight retracement now, just a sort of sideways consolidation after that huge pump on the MACD. However, we called it on this channel as well, that bullish cross on the MACD on the daily, 1st of September that took place, and we're just on our way up, and we're above all the key moving averages. For me, that's the 20, the 50 and the 200. We've made bullish crosses here, and the best is still to come, in my opinion, and we need to call that. We need to look at that, and I'm gonna zoom in, and you can see that here on the daily. This is a Coinbase chart, by the way. What we will have, and that won't take long, guys, we've got the 200-day moving average here in yellow. We've got the 50-day moving average coming from below. It won't take long if that continues like that. It won't take long until we see something like a golden cross here, which is extremely bullish, which means that the 50-day moving average will cross the 200-day moving average to the upside, which most cryptos have already seen. However, Algorand hasn't seen that yet, and that normally will fuel some more moves to the upside. So for me, that would be extremely bullish, and that will happen in the next few days, in my opinion. If the price stays sort of at that level, even if it goes down, it obviously needs to stay above the sort of 200-day moving average, and then we will see that golden cross sooner or later. I will of course keep you updated about that. Currently small retracement here again after that huge pump. So for me, this is at the moment even an opportunity still to buy if we see these retracements, just because I realized some profit today at around the 180 level. I think about buying again, maybe if we drop a little bit more, but I think this could go even further, even higher, especially if we get above the 190. And this is exactly the level that I put onto this chart. I mean, I actually put on here 187. That was the former high this year. You can see that here. We've broken that today, however, we're rejected. I think we were just too much overextended. I mean, it's just massive what we did today. There's naturally needs to be some retracement now, but then if we manage to get above 187 again, and if we can successfully retest that, that will probably happen, in my opinion, going forward. Looking at all the indicators, I mean, that's the only thing I can look at, and how the trend is actually accelerating. And we haven't seen that, you know, that pattern here. For example, that still needs to play out for Bitcoin, that U shape. That hasn't played out for Bitcoin yet. So, but I think if that plays out, and if we break above that level, that can really take us to the moon, especially given that we still have to see that golden cross. You know, looking at that, we could potentially see it at some point end of next week, maybe a little bit later, but that would be amazing, guys. That, I think, whenever we see that for crypto, it normally means some good upside potential. Let's, for fun, let's just have a look at the last time that happened here. You can see that here. That was in January 2021. I mean, look at what happened after that. It is just insane. So I have no reason to believe why it should be differently this time. And before that, when it happened before, you can see what happened here. That was in 2020, where we had massive gains from around 20 cents to 70 cents. So, you know, last time here this year, we moved from 32 cents roughly to 190 or 187, and we haven't even seen that yet. So guys, I'm extremely bullish on Algorand, and congrats to everyone who watched these videos when I talked about Algorand when it was just around $1. And yeah, I said the breakout is going to happen, in my opinion. I obviously also said it about Cody and ETC, yeah. However, that hasn't played out because of that annoying Bitcoin drop, but it will play out, in my opinion. Hasn't played out yet. That is still to come, I think. But yeah, Bitcoin obviously yeah, dropped. Algorand, of course, is doing well because of El Salvador. Let's work our way to the 4-hour chart. Maybe we can get a bit more detail here, and you can see that sort of retracement. Let's just take a look at the price action here on the 4-hour chart. And let me just make it a little bit larger and a bit clearer and zoom in a little bit. And then what we can see is that we now see, yeah, sort of a rejection. We tried to get above this level here on the 4-hour chart, went up here to nearly 190, and then obviously had a very strong rejection. Probably a lot of profit taking there. I mean, this is the former, you know, the sort of the high of this year that we broke. A lot of profit taking, and at the moment, a lot of impulse to the downside. However, it looks like we've had some support here again at this former resistance, now support level at 157, 158. You can clearly see that here. And if we now go to the hourly, that will provide some more detail. And there we can see that we've got the first green candle again. We dropped on the 20 period moving average on the hourly chart, and we seem to get some support here. We can see that already clearly. That downward move is slowing down, so we seem to consolidate here now a little bit after we saw that engulfing candle, which indicated on the hourly a move to the downside. Clearly could see that engulfing candle. And now, however, large red candle, smaller red candle, very small red candle. Now we see the first green candle indicating again a potential reversal again back to the upside and trend continuation. What we would need to see is a larger green candle for that, but that could be the beginning, and the next green candle might then be a larger green candle, and then we could see our way to the upside again. It seems to be that for now this retracement seems to be slowing down again. You know, if I was doing day trading, I would want to wait for confirmation, maybe even on the smaller time frame, and then potentially buy a little bit more. This is the 30-minute chart. Need to go a little bit smaller now. But you can see that this downward momentum has now slowed down, and I would want to see a little bit more bullish momentum starting again before I would buy a little bit more if I was doing day trading. But we can see already that we've found the support here. We touched it with that lower shadow, and if I saw now another green candle here, I might consider to go in again, and just try to speculate a bit that we go up to 190 and potentially in the next few days above the 190 level. I mean, extremely bullish I am on this crypto. Nothing has changed for me. really bullish fundamentally and also from a technical point of view. All right, so I hope that was useful. If you liked it, please smash the like button. And if you want to follow me on this crypto journey, please subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching and see you in the next video. Bye.